just wanted to, continue the discussion we're having about the collective energy patterns that we can look today. And it was, I have to tell you, it was so interesting for me when it became so clear about how we have such opposites. We live in a world of duality, polar opposites, positive and negative, good, bad, right, wrong. And it really became clear when I went on the internet and I was reading this news. On the front page, it was, millionaires don't know what to do with their money, how to party, have big elaborate things, are kind of bored. And I thought, wow, that's so interesting. And I just shifted to the left and it said, 5-year-old Thailand girl lives in sex slave life. And I thought, wow, that is so incredible. That's so incredible, that kind of separation, that world of duality, all of that. So I think, thing that has motivated me so much in understanding on the collective level is, why would this world be created with such opposites? What are we here to understand about that extreme, positive and negative, violence, non-violence, poor, rich? What are we here? Or at least the question I ask is, what am I here? Because it really always starts with me. And I said it's for me to resolve all those conflicts within my own self. It's for me to look at the violence outside as the violence inside. And violence is not in degrees, but we like to think about it. We like to think about violence as being somebody who shot somebody else or who was sexually abusive. But violence is also about if I was rude to somebody, if I was unkind, if I discounted somebody, if I was not passionate about somebody else's traumas or feelings, and especially being rude and especially being unkind is such a violent act, and especially if we tell our children how they're not the most beautiful creation, but we tell them that they're lower than dogs. That's a soul death. What's the difference? I mean, that is a death. And so I had to look at my own violence and my own, where did I separate? Who did I separate from? Who was I not willing to engage with? Where, and these are very strong issues that we would just like to walk away and say, well, that's just the way life is. And it becomes with our identification of who we are, right wing, left wing, person of color, someone who wears tennis shoes, someone who wears heels. And I looked at all of that because there's no freedom in that. There's no joining together a wholeness, because once you identify, whether we want to call it our ego, not our ego, but our identification always asks us energetically to always defend our position. And once you're put in a position to defend who you are automatically going to start separating. You're automatically going to start measuring who you are against somebody else. And that creates all the division. And that's where division came about, probably since the beginning of time. We're always in that state of division. But, now is the time to move to that wholeness, because it doesn't serve us. It doesn't serve us ourselves, it doesn't serve our community, it doesn't serve our children, and it doesn't serve us globally. So I love the work. I'm passionate. It's my passion. We are so unconsciously or subconsciously driven by those thought forms and our identification with them. So right now, until we move them, yes, we are. Can we move them? Absolutely. Can we be comfortable? Absolutely. And I think being comfortable, living comfortable, I'm not talking financially, but comfortable about who we are, living with our potential, there is where our spirituality sits. There's where who we are, sis. Spirituality will come natural because we don't need to make anybody wrong to make us right. We don't need to separate because we're comfortable. We love who we are. We love walking in this world. We love this creation. And we fall in love every day. And we can appreciate every day that everybody is sitting with these patterns. Everybody has these issues. So we don't have to separate on that either. We don't have to separate, well, that person is on the path doing. Everybody's has them, and it becomes our conscious choice what we want it to do. And the work is so available to everyone, and that's what I love about it. And I hope you'll come see me. I hope you come visit me on my site. Just look for Tuly Fodo, and that's F-O-D-O. And so I'm glad to see you, because so many people spell it F-O-T-O. But I'm glad to spend time with you. I hope this gives you some insight. We're just here to break patterns that we hold within us. And we actually physically can move them. And by being responsible about those patterns every day to break them, we get to live comfortably in our shoes with ourselves, again, with everybody else. So I wish you well, and I look forward to seeing you. Thank you so much for your time.